Hello there guys, it's me Unstable Voltage. Welcome to episode 7 of Europa Universalis IV as England. Looks like Brittany is still trying to deal with their noble rebels down there. They should actually win this time, even though they've still got a crossing penalty. I think they'll be able to finish them off. Yep, they have. Looks like we've got maximum relations with Munster. There's probably not an awful lot of point in us keeping our diplomat there, but we will for the time being. In fact, no, we won't. We're going to bring him back because I want to know when it will be a good time to jump on Burgundy. So let's look at the state of play. Burgundy aren't currently in any wars with anybody, and we can pick our admin tech, which will put us on admin tech 5. That's not a bad idea, actually, because we're not going to need to core Picardy because it already is a core. So go ahead and grab our next level of admin tech. That puts us ahead of time and gives us some production efficiency bonus. We can now actually go ahead and choose our idea group. Now, what do we want to take is the question. What points are we making the most of? +7, +7, +6. So everything's fairly even along the board. What do we want to do as England? I mean, we could go for trade ideas and get a lot more money out of this. We could go for something in the military tree, which wouldn't be a bad idea because we are ahead of time in our military tech, although our current ruler isn't all that great military-wise. But it might be nice to get something here. We are having a lot of problems with our manpower, and one thing I don't want to do is do what I did with the France game and just basically go, right, offensive, defensive, quality, quantity. I would like to do some of the other stuff. I'd like to do some colonisation with England, though I'm probably going to... Well, I might do a little bit in the Americas, but I'd like to do some colonisation in Africa and in Asia. It'd be nice if we could get some, like, trade companies going and stuff like that. So it might be nice to get things like exploration ideas or expansion ideas. I'd also like to possibly get trade ideas, because I think trade ideas are very, very good for England. But we seem to be getting quite a bit of military power to spend, and I think what we're going to do is go for quantity ideas, because I think we actually need to get to the point where we can get some decent manpower, and we've actually got enough to afford the first level. Let's just have a look. Yeah, we are still 5 years ahead of time on our tech, so let's go ahead and grab Levée en Masse, which will increase our max manpower. So our max manpower is currently 26k. So we're going to go ahead and take that. Probably won't tick over until the end of the month. No, it's still only saying 26k. But when that ticks over, it should improve quite a bit, and that'll be good for us then, because not only will it give us an extra 50% manpower cap, but there we go, it's now gone up to 35, nearly 36k, but we now actually regain more manpower each month. So that's actually really, really good for us. So let's just keep our eye on what's going on here. Still no wars currently going on with Burgundy. Burgundy are still currently allied with Hungary, which is a right pain in the neck. Hungary are in a war, but they're actually fighting in a war with Austria. So not too sure what would happen. Well, defensive calls would go out first. So if I did try to declare war on Burgundy, Burgundy would call in Hungary. Now, Hungary wouldn't be co-belligerized, so they wouldn't call in Austria, but then Austria probably wouldn't join because their ally is already in on the war. So I'm not too sure how that's going to work out. So let's pick a new debate. What can we have? 10 years of cheaper tech cost, 10 years of cheaper development cost. Right, first of all, none of these ones actually give us anything permanent. Okay, nothing gives us anything permanent. Shipbuilding time, ship cost, development costs. I mean, the thing is, in the next 10 years, well, it'll take at least 5 years for the debate to go through. So how many techs are we going to upgrade? How many spare monarch points are we going to have to try and upgrade some development? I think maybe just having the cheaper advisor costs to save us some money might be a better one to go for. What could we take here? Well, we've got plenty of money, so let's go ahead and throw the bribes out. Lose 12 admin power. Well, we don't have a lot of admin power. Lose 1 mercantilism. We're never giving mercantilism away. 5% local autonomy in Wessex. Why not? We burn local autonomy off really quickly, and that gives us 90% chance for that to go through. So let's leave that as it is. So we have still got that free diplomat. Have you finished your war yet, Austria? No, you haven't. Why are you taking so long? Let's go and have a look, Austria. What are you doing? I should have you selected Austria. Why are you showing me what my... There we go. So yeah, Austria are actually allied with Hungary, and you're just fighting against Saxony at the moment. You've already managed to siege out Augsburg. You're currently working on sieging out Ulm, and Hungary's up there helping you siege out Saxony. So I could go to war with Burgundy, but I know what would happen is if I go to war with Burgundy, they are going to call in Hungary, and Austria won't end up coming in on my side. None of my allies will come in on my side either. Mainly because a lot of them actually quite like Burgundy. It's a shame that France don't actually get involved in a fight with Burgundy, because if France declared on Burgundy, or Burgundy declared on France, I don't really care which way round it goes. If one declared on the other, that would make it really, really easy for me. Let's go ahead and see if there's another building or two we can grab. I mean, at this point, it's basically either going to be temples or marketplaces. Are there any provinces here that would give us a significant tax boost? I guess, yeah, Essex isn't too bad, 0.23. What have we got here? Oh, trade power, trade company power, plus 20, oh, 20 trade power in the White Sea. That's actually quite nice. Let's go ahead and build that there. What about a marketplace? Is there any... Wow, look at that one. Look at Co. We get an extra 7.6... trade power if we drop that in there. And wow, look at this one in Gascogne as well. Gascogne, we can't actually afford that, but we should definitely get a marketplace down there. Obviously it's in the wrong trade node because this one's in the Bordeaux trade node and not is this one in the English Channel trade node? Yeah, this is in the English Channel trade node, so that was worth having. Got 60, well, it's not built yet, but it's got an estuary, of course. That's why it's worth quite a bit. So, come on, we just need something to happen. We need Austria to finish their war and peace out. In fact, it looks like some Hungarian troops black flagged, so that war's actually over. You're still allied with Hungary. I really wish Hungary would get involved with something else. If I declare war now, Austria will still come in, so will Hungary. Come on, Hungary, why don't you just go and, like, just go and declare war on the Ottomans or somebody, or go and declare war on Poland. I don't care. Just go and start a fight with somebody so that you're busy when I declare war on Burgundy. Or Burgundy, declare war on France so that you just have less troops around while I just go around and ruffle stomp your nation. I don't really care which way around it happens. And I'm probably wasting money at the moment because I've got my army sitting around at full maintenance with some mercenaries about, and all of my ships are currently on mothballed. I'm still making 4 ducats a month, so it's not terrible right now. We are still making a decent bit of money. And I don't want to miss an opportunity. If I get an opportunity to jump on Burgundy, I want to be able to take it straight away. I don't want to have to sit around and wait for the for my armies to get up to full morale and for my ships to be able to leave port and get troops across. It's not really worth it. Still got a little bit of provincial unrest around. I don't think it's going to be terrible. We're still looking at 2 years before anything pops here. And these are the Lollard heretics. Do we even mind the Lollard heretics popping up, to be honest? Because it might actually sort of flip us over to Protestant. We'll leave it for now. Well, 1.6 years, that went down quite quickly, didn't it? I guess, oh, national unrest is minus 7%, so I'm not too sure why it's going... Why is it going up so quickly? Is it just because they actually have some sort of modifier there? Yeah, Lollards plus 20. I don't think they ever go away. At least I don't think they ever go away. Opposing the Lollards. Yep, doesn't ever go away with the look of things. So, well, we can always wait for them to fire and then deal with them when it happens. We may end up just having to move some troops back and getting ready for them to pop. But I'm not too sure when that's going to happen. Okay, we've got another cardinal. That's good. Yeah, it's up to 60% now. It's down to 1.3 years. Definitely looks like it's getting to a point where it's going to pop. They are making progress. Speaking of making progress, Burgundy, you're not currently in any wars with anybody. Hungary, you're not currently in any wars with anybody. And Austria isn't currently in any wars with anybody. I think we may end up having to deal... And I could have took that flipping mission, you know. I'd have done it by now if I'd have kept it going. But I think what we might have to do here, let's go and recall that diplomat. I think we might have to take a few troops back just so that we can potentially deal with... oh, no, we don't want to do that. We might need to take a few troops back just so we can potentially deal with the rebel uprising. It will come sooner or later. Not too sure how many of them are going to pop. Ah, Richard is dead. No. No. No, Richard, you are our good military leader. And we don't have any military tradition, so if we get a new leader, he's going to be terrible. So let's go ahead and get you guys across here. Okay, we're going to go and group you all up. I guess we should grab a leader. We could have done without that. Let's go ahead and see how bad a leader that we get. We have a 0... Yeah, he's not too good at all. What about if we made our king? If we made our king our leader. Let's have a look. Wow. Admittedly, he doesn't have a huge amount of maneuver, but he's got 5 shock. Very, very tempted to actually put him in charge of one of our armies when we do actually go to war. In fact, we'll assign him to this army when it's when these guys pop. How long is it going to be before they pop? It's up to 80%. 0.6 years. So any time now that is going to happen. At the same time, I still need to keep my eye out for what's going to happen over here. You're still not doing anything. You're still not doing anything. I'm just really worried about Hungary just sort of stamping through and causing me some problems. Especially if Austria don't come in and get involved. We can afford to go ahead and get that market down here. It is in the wrong trade node, but it will give us a little bit of power. Because the trade from here is coming up. Not a huge amount of it, but we are getting some trade power coming up kind of our way. If we get personal union over France, it'll be absolutely brilliant. But for the time being, we're just going to wait for this rebellion to pop and be very, very surprised if it doesn't pop really, really quickly. It says 0.6 years, but I've got a feeling it might pop even faster. Our truce with Munster has ended, but that's fine because Munster currently love us. Is there anybody else that we could be sucking up to? I guess we could potentially try and suck up to Hungary. They don't dislike me. And if we actually got them liking me enough, there's a chance that they may not come in on Burgundy's behalf. Because if they like me enough and they don't join Burgundy's war against me, even though it'll be a defensive call, then there's a good chance that Austria will come in on my side. So come on, let's get this going. Let's work out what's going to happen here. Our manpower's still improving, which is very good. Looks like we're going to go into this with almost full manpower. The rebellion hasn't popped yet. Burgundy are rebuilding their army, but they've still got next to no manpower, which is really, really good. That's the way we want things to stay, really. Come on, you've got to pop soon. You're up to 80%. I wonder if I could lower any local autonomy somewhere. No, I was just wondering if I could lower local autonomy and speed it up. Gain a free stability. See, that's why I didn't spend those admin points on stability. Now, is that going to slow it down any? 0.6 years. Let the end of the month tick over. Still saying 0.6 years. I mean, look at that. Our national unrest at the moment is -8. And it has reduced the rebellion risk in those provinces by about 1% each. But there's still a very, very good chance that that is going to pop. It's up to 90% now. So literally, I'm expecting within the next 4 months that that's going to pop. So Burgundy's just declared, Portugal's just declared war against somebody, but that's fine because Portugal won't get involved in my war anyway. It's too far away for them. They don't really care. Still no war for Burgundy. Still no war for Austria, although they are moving some troops around, so they may be posturing to do something. But come on, guys, hurry up and pop so I can go and deal with you. You're just not going to let me click on you, are you? 90%, still 0.3 years. There's probably the end of the next month or two that one's going to pass. I know we do want to convert, so, you know, it might make sense just to leave them around, but we don't want the rebellions, which is the big problem. We'll convert in our own time when we're good and ready, once we've dealt with the Burgundians and the French. I think that's what we're going to aim for. So, unfortunately... Oh, we've lost a cardinal. Unfortunately... Oh, there we go. There it is. When I did the original video 5 and we had the war with Burgundy, it made life a lot easier. But now we're going to have to go and deal with these guys. Let's go ahead and put our... put Henry in charge. So, he doesn't have a lot of manoeuvre, which is unfortunate for us. But he should just go in and ruffle stomp them with his massive shock. England's opinion of Brittany changed by -30. Oh, great. Okay, are we going to go and win that fight? If we get some decent rolls, we might. Well, we're getting some rolls. But at the moment, sausage rolls would probably be more useful. There we go. We took a little bit of damage there. The Lollards have taken control of Yorkshire, so it gains some local autonomy. And that's always the flipping problem now. Because you don't have forts everywhere. And these provinces get... we're actually going to stop in Lincoln. These provinces actually flip so quickly now. So we're going to wait until the end of September just so we get the reinforcement tick. And then we're going to go in and double the numbers. We will get a crossing penalty. But hopefully with Henry in charge and his massive shot rolls, we should be able to finish them off. Okay, so we have. So that's them dealt with for now. Obviously, we've taken some casualties. We'll unsiege. We'll come back. We'll get everybody back to the mainland. We'll allow our army to heal up a bit. As you can see, we're losing money now. It's because we're having to reinforce men where we've taken losses. So that's fine. We've got that back. So let's march all of these guys down here now. We'll get them all across back to the mainland. How are things going with you, Burgundy? Still not in a war with anybody. Austria, still not in a war with anybody. And game auto-saving, which is a pain in the arse, but it's a necessary evil. And Hungary not in a war with anybody. I'm just really, really hoping that the status is going to change with some of the allies who's willing to get involved. Because I just really, really don't know at this point whether or not Austria would honour the call. Because I honestly don't know how it would work, given the fact that they are going to have an ally that's in the war. But let's continue to just ferry everybody across, because I think that is an important thing to do. I'm sure there used to be a button to just get troops to attach. You can't do it, can you? Is it click you and attach, and then move you down? Yeah, so A is attach. So we can just kind of do it this way, so... Move you back, select you guys, hit attach, and then move you guys back down. Okay, that's fine. So we've got the army back where it's supposed to be. Back to making positive money again, which means we're probably almost fully reinforced if we're not already reinforced. And we are. So what do we want here? We can lose 10 prestige and gain some local unrest. Doesn't say where, though. Do we gain 4 local unrest everywhere? Oh, London. London would gain 4 local unrest. Or we can arrest the MP. But we now have an MP opposing our thing, which means we drop down. So we're going to do that. So one of these is now opposing. No, we don't want to lose mercantilism. 12 admin power. We could probably spare. And we can gain the local autonomy in Wessex. I don't mind that because it'll burn off quite quickly. So one of the advantages of being a... what is it? The English government type, the English monarchy, because you get that monthly autonomy change minus 0.1. So it only takes a few years to burn that off. So we're back at full manpower. Are we still at our? Yeah, we are still at our force limit. Just checking, because of course, if you get too much, local autonomy in too many provinces, then you're going to end up with reduced force limit, because your force limit actually comes from your provincial development, and I believe that can be affected by the local autonomy. We've got a loan coming due. There's only one loan, and it's going to be 67 for 158. We can probably afford that. In fact, while we've got a free diplomat, we should be able to go ahead and annex this vassal. So let's go ahead and get that started. That'll be, then we won't be over our diplomatic relationship limit then. So that might give us some more options when we go to war. We can get a new tech actually at this point, which would be a Diplo tech. Now, it would be nice to grab. We are going to need some Diplo points in order to grab... Well, it's not a lot of Diplo points. Why are we losing so many now? Oh, because we're annexing Munster. So yeah, we're definitely going to wait until we are behind the times. don't want to take the penalty for that. I was going to say, when I was actually having a look, when I was picking my idea group and I was having a look to see what I was making, I was definitely making 776, and I thought, no, I'm only making 3, but yeah, it's costing me 4 per month to annex Munster, but at least it'll go very, very quickly. It's already at 15%, so that is very, very good. I'm really surprised that Burgundy aren't in any wars right now. They're still allied with Hungary, which is annoying to say the least. Austria still aren't in any wars. Hungary still aren't in any wars. I might just have to go for it and hope for the best. That might be the plan. But I think what I'm going to do, I think I'm going to end the video here because we are at the 20-minute mark. So I'm just going to pause there. Thanks a lot for watching, guys. I'm sorry that these 2 videos haven't been quite as exciting as the original video number 5 when we did this war. But thanks for bearing with me. And I'm still kicking myself that for some reason I didn't save, or the game didn't keep my save, or I deleted it. I'm not sure what happened. All I know is I loaded it in, looked and thought, could have swore that we took Picardy in the war. And then I actually loaded up my last video, looked at the date on the game, and then looked at the date of my save file and went, it's actually the beginning of the video, not the end. So no idea what happened to that save file. And obviously there's no reason for me to be doing it deliberately because, I mean, let's face it, I'm now having to go over stuff that I've already done and it might not even work out for me as well as it did. For a start, Holland are no longer in a personal union, although they are growing. Actually, yeah, Holland have been taken over by Gelder now. Holland is gone. Wow. So Holland were no longer in a personal union with Burgundy, which has kind of worked out badly for them because they've been kind of taken over there. But that means we can't get them to transfer trade power to us anymore. I doubt you guys would ever... Actually, you're not that far off from vassalization, are you? You're still a member of the Empire. And distance between borders. There might be a chance of grabbing them at some point. But I think that's all we can do for that video. So thanks a lot for watching, guys. And I will see you on the next time. So until then, goodbye for now.